So there is something called as ERP. Any idea what is ERP?
Enterprise.
Correct.
Resource planning. Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So ERP is nothing but it's called as a enterprise resource planning. Now the question is, what is enterprise resource planning? So let's try to talk about what is enterprise resource planning. So let's break down this term. So we get enterprise. So enterprise is nothing but a business, company, an organization, or incorporation. You call it anything. It's a business. It's a company basically. Any business, any organization we have in the world, smaller, medium scale, large, global enterprise, to manage or to operate the business, we need resources. Smallest business in the world or biggest in the world. To run the business, we need resources. What? Money, manpower, material, and machinery. This is called as 4M theory. This 4M theory says to operate a business in the world, small, medium, big scale, large scale, global enterprise, we need these four resources: money and manpower, material, and machinery. Now, what ERP softwares would do is, for a decent sort of company or a bigger company, they will means this ERP application softwares will try to manage the existing resources for your company through planning for maximum utilization. So in a company, we'll have these resources already, existing resources. And now we want to manage these resources so that they can utilize them. But if we have a higher volume of resources, utilization is not so easy. For that, we need to apply some technology stuff. And then comes the role of ERP software. And what this ERPs will do is it will try to manage resources through planning for maximum utilization. Let's take one small example to understand why we would need ERP softwares. Suppose you have a smaller business, let's say you start your small grocery business. Obviously, when we have a start, we start with small, one grocery store you start with. So this is your small business. To operate the business, you need these four resources. Let's say you hire 5 people to manage to work for you in the store. So hire 5 people to work for you in the store. You will try to assign these 5 people duties as per their skills. Someone is good at customer service, someone is good at calculation, mathematics, someone is physically strong. Depending on the skill and ability, you'll try to put them into the duties. And now, gradually, you want to manage these resources. It's not a big deal for you to manage because it's just one store. You go to your store and you try to manage these people. Easy job. But gradually, your business would scale up. Your business would grow, and now you have 10 different stores, all over all different locations. And now you're going to manage around 50 people. Now, as compared to previous scenario, it's kind of not easy. But it's you 2 people, you're trying to manage it. 5 people, you try to manage 5 stores. You try to manage. So you're trying to manage together this 10 stores. What if you have this 10 stores, 100 stores all over Canada, and now you have to manage around 5,000 people as your manpower? Now, no manual person can manage it. Like, we cannot manage the resources manually because the size is a little higher there. Manually managing resources is not possible. And then for this size or higher than this size comes the role of ERP software to manage resources. Then you will buy ERP software. But which ERP? Because in the market, we have hundreds and hundreds of different ERP softwares available. Like, for example, BAN. Epicor, Viewpoint, Famous, Microsoft has Dynamics, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, right? Oracle, and SAP as well. These are few examples of ERP softwares. Like these ones, SAP is also one of the ERP software which will try to manage resources. If my business is smaller business, I will go for smaller ERP solution like Ban, Epicor, Viewpoint, Famous. If my business is kind of medium scale organization, I will go for slightly better ERP softwares like Dynamics, PeopleSoft. If my business is like, say, big enterprise, global enterprise, large incorporation, I'll go for probably JD Edwards, Oracle, or SAP, solid ERP softwares. So now coming back to SAP. SAP is what? SAP is the ERP application software which will try to manage resources for a big company through planning for maximum utilization. That means SAP is the ERP software created to provide solution only to big companies. This is not for smaller companies. For smaller companies, we have already hundreds of other solutions available because smaller company, less resources, not a big deal to manage. Anyone can manage. Challenges would come when we have crazy volume of resources for a global enterprise, say Walmart, Amazon, or similar size. So SAP ERP is created to provide solution which is to manage resources to achieve maximum utilization through planning for big enterprises, global, large-scale organizations. So now we know what is SAP. So SAP is what? SAP is the ERP software. Why we do? Yes. Why we need it? Because for a global enterprise, you want to manage the existing resources. But how do we manage? Because manually, not at all possible. We need technology's help. And not any ERP will do the job for a global company. Only solid, stronger, integrated ERP softwares like, for example, JD Edwards or Oracle SAP will be needed. That means SAP is the solution for big company, not for small company. Now, SAP is what? System application product. SAP is system application product. SAP has different versions. First version which came in the market was called as R1 or real-time 1. Next version which came in the market was real-time 2 or R2. Then came another version, R3, a real-time 3. This R3 is also called as ECC. ECC means Enterprise Central Component. This ECC or R3 was the first GUI software. GUI software, anyone has any idea what is GUI, please?
Graphic user interface.
Perfect graphical user interface means before this ECC or R3 version, the software which we had were not GUI. Perfect. These were not GUI softwares, means the screens were not so user friendly. That means when we have graphics, what you see on my screen means that's GUI screen. That means I have different icons to do different things. So I want to make it bold, I just click on this B button. This is graphics. I want to make it italic, I click on this I button. I want to change the font size, I can click on this, I can change my font. So that means it's very user-friendly screen. I can do whatever through my different buttons. These buttons are nothing but graphics. These are graphical. This is graphical interface. But back then when we had this R1, R2, these were not the GUI screens. These are kind of black screen, like as you said, DOS operating system where you have a black screen. You put the command and try to do your job. Were efficient, but not user friendly. But when this R3 ECC came in the market, it was for one of its kind GUI software. It was complete revolutionary product. It changed the game of resource management completely. And now the current version in the market, which is running as for. And in this course, we are going to complete these two. We are going to talk about ECC and S4HANA both. We'll try to see what is similar in ECC and S4HANA and what is different as well. So we'll be talking about all of these two. Throughout the training, we'll be talking about these two versions. This is brief of ERP and SAP. Now let's talk about something called as process.